I've tried using many different capos over the years and came to the conclusion a long time ago that the good old Kyser quick change capo is the most reliable, well-built, and convenient one to use for me when performing live, which I do about 150 nights a year on average. As you can quickly grab and squeeze its handlebars, which stick out above the neck, right? Where you can clearly see them in the heat of battle on a dimly lit stage, and relocate it from your guitar's fretboard back to the tip of the headstock. Park it there for quick storage and retrieval. I mostly play electric on stage. This here, Gibson SG Standard, 1983. I bought brand new in 83. It's strung with a set of Diodario 11-49s and equipped also with a Fishman PowerBridge piezo transducer acoustic pickup, which gives it an amazingly authentic acoustic guitar sound. You check this out. And there's electric sound. So I can blend them, which is pretty cool. And I find that the Kyser low tension quick change capo works best for this setup, as this precisely engineered spring-loaded clamp squeezes the strings just firmly enough to produce a clean, buzz-free tone across all 6 strings without that highly annoying and frustrating pitch sharpening that can occur sometimes if I were to use a capo designed for, say, an acoustic guitar with its considerably thicker string gauges and its wound G string, such as the Kyser original quick change capo, which, by the way, is ideally suited for my Taylor acoustic or any other acoustic, Martin, you name it. But with my SG's thin double cutaway body and easy access to the upper frets, I'm able to place the capo as high as the 12th fret, which is pretty cool. Which makes open chords and bluegrass style licks sound kind of mandolin-like. Now, on a regular acoustic guitar, usually the highest you can place a capo is around the 9th fret due to the instrument's massive neck heel and the joint, which gets in the way of the capo. It just gets too wide. It starts fanning out there if you try to go any higher than that. Being both a private guitar teacher who has taught many beginner and intermediate students and a longtime working musician who primarily sings and plays covers of enduringly popular songs, mostly classic rock, plus some bluegrass, some jazz, some R&B, modern rock, reggae, you name it. I play in a local duo act with my highly talented adult son, Nick Brown. I've come up with many of my own original capo arrangements over the years that enable me and or my students, I've come up with a lot of them for them and then ended up using them myself, enables me to favorably adapt, say, like a keyboard-driven song, like an Elton John song or a Paul McCartney piano song, or ones that have multiple guitar parts and consolidate it for performance on one guitar, using those finger-friendly key of G and key of C sets of chord voicings. And there you go. Right? Instead of playing bar chords. So these chord shapes are ever popular among bluegrass, folk, country, and rock and pop guitarists alike. And you can do it in a way that facilitates a consistently smooth and non-clunky accompaniment to a vocalist, and the ability to additionally incorporate signature instrumental riffs into the chords in ways that are satisfyingly effective and jangly. I'd like to talk about 2 very cool and unusual Kyser quick change partial capos. The first one is the drop D capo. As its name describes, this neat invention covers the guitar's top 5 strings only, allowing the player to conveniently achieve a de facto drop D tuning, transposed up a whole step. So if you put it at the 2nd fret here, your open strings would be low to high, E, B, E, A, C sharp, F sharp. What's cool about this is that you can play a big grand sounding 6-string open D or D minor chord shape. And get that deep octave lower, low E bass note. And then you can switch to a full, say, an open G chord shape using a conventional standard tuning grip, or say F, using a thumb grip or just a, and then go back to your open D without having to, normally when you're in drop D, you have to play a G chord. You got to move the bass note up 2 frets, or for F, you got to do this thing, and it's weird. Becomes a different instrument. So this keeps things normal, except when you go to play that open string. And to play an open E major or E minor chord, simply form the chord shape with your, I guess, your second, third, and fourth fingers, your middle ring and pinky, and then you're going to add the low E note here. So that's E major, E minor. Notice I'm keeping a little space here. I move the capo back a little bit so I can get my finger in there. So E minor, D. Even though actually everything's up a whole step, right? This is actually F sharp minor, and this is actually E major. So, I mean, you could also try to put your finger behind the capo, but I think it's a little clunky. You'd have to move it up next to the fret. So you just leave a little space behind it, and then you can get your E note in there. The shortcut capo, Kyser quick change shortcut capo, is a clever and intriguing invention that touches or stops only 3 of the inner strings, the A, D, and G, which when deployed at the 2nd fret, as I have it here, gives you an instant E sus4 chord. Low to high, E, B, E, A, B, E, which is just like dadgad tuning transposed up a whole step. And it presents some really cool chord voicing possibilities using the now open strings, while also offering you the familiarity of all the fretted notes being in their normal standard tune locations, which is a huge plus for playing melodies. So you can combines the best of both worlds. You have like a dadgad thing with the open strings, and then you can play melodies with all your familiar standard tuning fingering shapes. Yeah, another cool thing you can do with either of these partial capos is use it in conjunction with a regular 6-string capo placed behind it to transpose your drop D or dadgad tuning sounds to higher keys. For example, here I've got the regular quick change capo at the 1st fret, and I've got the drop D capo at the 3rd fret. So now I've got my drop D, it's actually drop F. Yeah, drop F, yeah. So then I can get... You play your E minor like this. Possibilities are great and inspiring.